I don't know what time it is. I think it's still morning. Oh, yeah. Sun's over there. It's probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Okay, so, Minnesota Mike. Oh, as I like to say, Mustache Mike. Because I miss his mustache. He can grow a pretty serious Tom Selleck mustache. It's respectable. But he had some comments on my little ones. And he's... Okay, let's see. Let's put this right. He thinks that I'm losing too much heat with my venting. And he could be right. I don't know. Two things I want to try. One, we're going to open up the backs, and I'm actually going to shoot the boxes themselves with the thermal cameras. I want to see where heat is leaving the boxes as things sit right now. A little bit of an explanation on the shelters for those that hadn't seen it. This channel here, it's a double layer of plastic with a approximate 2-inch gap, so that the sunlight heats the plastic and it causes the air to rise up through there and then come in to the shelters above the bees and warm the air above the bees a little bit to help shelters and them dry out. I have found that the shelters generally stay couple degrees, 2 to 3 degrees above my ambient temperature. After responding to Mike and reading what he was talking about, I understand and I get what he's saying, and I kind of had an idea. I don't want to go to the extent of what he was mentioning, because see, I've already got everything, the shims sealed back up with tape, but I had an idea on how to implement a little bit of what he was mentioning, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take my bubble wrap, my Reflectex, and we'll take and we'll put it inside the shim, or inside the cavity above the sugar, to kind of somewhat seal it off a little bit, and it'll retain a little bit of that heat better. And then in the ones that are small, we'll maybe fill that cavity a little bit, if I can find my burlap. I have to find my burlap though. Can't find it. But so yeah, right back. Okay. So one thing I have to mention, or I don't have to mention, but I'd like to mention, is still figuring out all of the finer points of beekeeping, but there's one thing that I can say from my limited experience: a roof over your bees is a very nice thing. Now, the only thing I'd do different if I was building all this again, I'd use taller T-posts, so my roof was tall enough that I didn't have to tip it up to look in it. But we're gonna have like 2 or 3 weeks of nothing but cruddy weather, and we got the patty and whatever on them in the banana, and with some stuff that, like I said, Mike mentioned, I thought there was a few changes I could pretty easily make to incorporate a little bit of what he was mentioning and see if it helps little ones out, because they are a bit different now. They are laying eggs, so the equation is a little different, so maybe we can help them a little bit and won't slow them down. Well, now see, Mike, I get to say thank you twice, because if you hadn't mentioned that, you know, if you hadn't made that comment, I wouldn't have realized that these girls hadn't gotten taped back up like the others. Because see, when I did my inspections, I undid all the tapes and stuff, and since we were going to be dry and warmer and stuff, I opened, well, I didn't open, I mean, you can still see they're closed off, but I left stuff untaped so that they could dry out better, and I forgot to tape that one back up. So thanks much, Mike. But now we can, if it got charged, we can see the difference between a little colony heat signature with it untaped and a small colony heat signature with it taped. And we can see what the potential difference is that way. That's kind of cool. Well, maybe we can't see it. I wish I could. See, I don't think I lose heat like a lot of people think I do. They are small though, I ain't gonna disagree with that. See, we can see the, I think I lose my most heat right there. And then, you know, I think the handholds is where you lose your heat. That's my opinion. And now it might not be working very great. Okay, something I wanted to point out. What a lot of people don't realize is that my shims, they're double walt now. Yeah, see, they've dried out quite a bit. And the biggest reason I don't want to cut it off is they're eating the sugar. Sorry, girls. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do for the smallest of them. We're going to add the bubble wrap, and then I found a little bit of my heavy burlap. And if it fits, mind you, we'll kind of tuck it in. Okay, so what I did on this one is we tucked that Reflectex in there good, nice and tight. And then I actually took, it's not the best thing, they'll chew on it if they get to it, the foam rubber and filled the cavity above it because my burlap was too big. So that's what we're going to do there. And I'm going to tape them back up. It might be too puffy. Not too big. Dang it. You know. Stand it in there, wait. They wouldn't let me. But let's see if it helps the others hold heat better. Okay, there you go, Mike. Now, if any of them die, it's going to be your fault. No, I'm just kidding. So all of the small ones, they got their attic filled with a little bit more insulation. Now, there were bees eating up there in all of them, so I didn't want to remove any of it. That sort of thing. But they were there was a bunch of them up there. They did not want me doing that, so in fact I got stung by from my efforts. So them I left alone, but all of the smaller ones, and then all of the sols got tucked in. I guess you would call it. They kind of got tucked in for the next 2 or 3 weeks of rain and cruddy weather. Forecasts are not looking nice. They're saying it might be another, what, till next Tuesday or Wednesday before we get a dry day again. So little flowers though. Blessed days, everyone. Bye.